What's up, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the GOAT Fantasy Football League. In this series, I'm going to be giving weekly updates in the league that I'm in with some of my good friends. Now, these updates can range from matchups, rankings, injuries, trades, any sort of activity that I feel is noteworthy. I'm going to be talking about it in this series. So the reason behind this series is I just wanted to document our league because we all agreed that we're in this for the long run. So we're going to be in this league 10, 15 years down the road. And I feel like it'd be fun to look back and see how much we've changed just as fantasy players and as people in general. If this is something y'all find interesting or entertaining, please go ahead and subscribe and stick along with us for the ride. So in this very first episode, I'm going to be introducing you to all the teams as well as their managers, and we're going to look at the players they drafted and go ahead and provide a breakdown as well as give them a grade on how I think they did in their draft. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the teams. So just a little breakdown of the league. This is currently our third season, and we are a 10-team full PPR league. So with the first team, we have our commissioner Larry repping the SA Donkeys. Let's check out his team. So his quarterback is Joe Burrow, running back Dalvin Cook, Cam Akers. Receivers are Deebo Samuel, Gabe Davis, Allen Robinson. His tight end is Darren Waller. Defense is the Chargers. The kicker is Evan McPherson. On his bench, he has Raheem Mostert, Elijah Moore, Matthew Stafford, Dawson Knox, Robbie Anderson, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. But just breaking it down, he does have a solid starting lineup. He is struggling a little bit with running back depth, given that the running backs that he does have are very injury prone. His wide receivers are very solid, and I would say he has very good depth at that position. Now, he does have a very athletic tight end in Darren Waller, but he is a little injury prone, and he's no longer the number one target on his team. Overall, this is a decent team, and I would give them a B. Coming in next, we have our defending champ, Jordan, repping Sean's favorite therapist. Oh, God. So on his team, he has Jalen Hurts. Running backs are Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, and Travis Etienne. Wide receivers are Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson. Tight end is Pat Freiermuth. Defense is the Ravens and Chris Boswell at kicker. On his bench, he has Devin Singletary, Brandon Ayuk, Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Carter, Julio Jones, and David Njoku. I would say he has a very solid quarterback in Jalen Hurts, who has a rushing upside, so that's always good. He also has very good running backs as well as good depth at that position. Now, his receivers are very good, but they don't really have that high upside that you're usually looking for, but he still does have decent depth at the receiver position. Now, Pat Freiermuth, he's going to be fine, but I feel like he doesn't have that high upside given the fact that there are so many receiving weapons in Pittsburgh. Overall, this is a pretty solid team, and I would grade them an A-. So coming in next, we have Jason repping Pay Lamar. So looking at his team, he has Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Nick Chubb, Rashad Penny at running back. Receivers are Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Cortland Sutton. Tight end is Dalton Schultz. He has the Rams defense and Justin Tucker at kicker. On his bench, he has J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Hopkins, Ramondre Stevenson, Robert Woods, George Pickens, and Melvin Gordon. Now diving into his team, Patrick Mahomes, he's one of the best QBs in the league. He's going to be perfect. Now his running backs are really good. The only thing that might hold them back is that they don't really catch the ball that much, and they're also going to be on some lackluster offenses. Now these wide receivers are amazing, and they might be the best in our whole league, if you ask me, and he also has decent depth at that position as well. Now his tight end is a little unknown of how productive he can be, but there is a lot of vacated targets in that offense, so if he can step up, he should be a solid tight end. Overall, if I had to give this team a grade, I would give him an A. Next up, we have Andres repping Anything is Possible. Looking at his team, he has Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Running backs are Leonard Fournette and David Montgomery. His receivers are Jamar Chase, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore. His tight end is Mark Andrews, and he has the Packers defense, and currently he doesn't have a kicker. On his bench, he has Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Godwin, Devonta Smith, the Bills defense, Kenneth Walker, and Trey Lance. So getting into the breakdown, Lamar Jackson is obviously a very good quarterback, and he has that rushing upside, which is good in fantasy football. Now, he does have some solid running backs who can also catch the ball, which is good, but he is lacking a little bit in his depth. Now, he does have some great receivers with Jamar Chase and DJ Moore, but other than that, the other receivers on his teams, they're a little questionable. Now, his tight end, Mark Andrews, top 3 tight end in the league, and the number 1 receiving target on his team, he's going to be great. The grade I'm giving Andres' team is an A-. Next up, we have Aaron repping Coldblooded Kylers. Let's go ahead and check out his team. So at quarterback, obviously we have Kyler Murray. Running backs are Saquon Barkley and Ezekiel Elliott. His receivers are Cooper Kupp, Jalen Waddle, and Hunter Renfrow. His tight end is Travis Kelce. He has the 49ers defense and Greg Joseph at kicker. On his bench, he has Rashad Bateman, Kareem Hunt, Damian Harris, James Cook, Jahan Dotson, and the Bengals defense. Breaking down his team, Kyler Murray is a good quarterback who provides that rushing upside that we're looking for. Now, his running backs are good. We'll have to see if Saquon can stay healthy. And Zeke is also having some O-line issues as well as possibly splitting carries with Tony Pollard. As wide receiver 1, Cooper Kupp, dude's a stud. Don't have to worry about him. He's a beast. Now, his other wide receivers did have good seasons last year, but it's possible that you could see a dip in their production given the fact that they both added number 1 wide receivers to their team, and Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. Now, his tight end Travis Kelce, same thing with Cooper Kupp. You don't have to worry about him. He's one of the best tight ends in the league, and he's going to be just fine. If I had to give this team a grade, I would give them an A-. Next, we have Moya, or To Infinity and Beyond. Let's check out his team. At quarterback, we have Justin Herbert. Running backs are Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift, and Javonte Williams. His receivers are A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf. Tight end is T.J. Hawkinson. He has the Saints defense and Daniel Carlson at kicker. On his bench, he has Amari Cooper, Antonio Gibson, Drake London, James Robinson, and Aaron Rodgers. Now, Justin Herbert, great young quarterback with plenty of weapons. He's going to be awesome. Now, he has some great running backs who can all catch the ball, which you love to see in PPR, and he has very good depth at that position as well. Now, he does have some good wide receivers, but they are somewhat inconsistent, and his depth is a little bit lacking at that position. Now, TJ Hawkinson is a good tight end, but it's possible he could see a dip in his production, given the fact that the Lions did add some new weapons to their receiving core. Still a good team, though, and I would give them a B+. Coming in next, we have Brandon, who actually had the worst record in our league last season, so he had to do this punishment.
Worst record of the fantasy league has to wear dress.
But let's see if he can live up to his name, the comebacks, and let's check out his team. So at quarterback, we have Dak Prescott. His running backs are Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. His receivers are Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, and Jerry Jeudy. His tight end is Mike Gesicki, the Steelers defense, and Robbie Gould at kicker. On his bench, he has Breece Hall, Chase Edmonds, Tyler Lockett, Kadarius Toney, and Chase Claypool. Now, as quarterback, Dak is a decent quarterback, but he may struggle given the fact that he did lose some of his weapons in the offseason. Now, he has 2 amazing running backs. The only thing against them is if they can play the whole season. Christian McCaffrey is injury prone, and Alvin Kamara does have that suspension kind of lingering over his head a little bit. But if they went down, he has decent enough depth that he should be okay. Now, he does have some solid receivers on his team, and they should provide a decent floor, but I'm not sure all 3 of them have that high upside that we're looking for in fantasy football. Now, his tight end definitely could be better. He was good last season, but as of now, the team's not really using him as a receiving option, just mainly as a blocker and to help in the run game. Overall, a decent team, and I would grade them a B+. Coming in next, we have Franco, or Let's Ride. At quarterback, we have Russell Wilson. Running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Elijah Mitchell. His receivers are Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin, and Marquise Brown. His tight end is George Kittle. He has the Colts defense and Will Lutz at kicker. On his bench, we have Cordell Patterson, Tony Pollard, Dallas Goedert, Chris Olave, and Jacoby Myers. Getting into the breakdown, we have Russell Wilson, very talented quarterback with lots of weapons. He's going to be great. He also does have some workhorse running backs, which you love to see, and decent depth at the running back position. He has good wide receivers, and I actually just noticed that 2 of his receivers left their old team to go team up with their college quarterback with Devontae Adams and Marquise Brown. Now, George Kittle, obviously a very talented tight end, but he is somewhat injury prone, and he's also playing with a new quarterback. Overall, good team, giving them an A-. Coming in next, we have the reality star himself, Tate, repping Dak's pressure pack. So at quarterback, we have Tom Brady. Running back is Austin Eckler, James Conner. Receivers are CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, and Brandon Cooks. Tight end is Zach Ertz, the Cowboys defense, and Harrison Butker. On his bench, he has Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, Darnell Mooney, Alexander Madison, and Cole Kmet. Getting into the breakdown, he is a very solid quarterback, and Tom Brady, we can keep counting him out, but he's just going to keep coming back. Now, he has some good running backs that are good both on the ground and catching the ball as well. He also has some very talented receivers that are due for a breakout year. His tight end is a little iffy, but I feel like he can provide a good floor for his team. Overall, this is a really good team, and I would give him an A. And last but not least, when did this get here? Could this be my championship belt from 2 years ago?
Bruh.
How did this get here? Nah, but for real, looking at my team, stiff armed and dangerous. Let's check it out. So at quarterback, we have Josh Allen. Running backs are Derrick Henry and Dameon Pierce. Receivers are Stephon Diggs, Mike Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tight end is Kyle Pitts. Buccaneers defense and Brandon McManus at kicker. On the bench, we have AJ Dillon, Adam Thielen, Alan Lazard, Christian Kirk, Garrett Wilson, and Darrell Henderson. Getting into the breakdown, we have the #1 fantasy quarterback in Josh Allen. Dude's going to be a beast. And we also have the #1 running back with Derrick Henry. I am struggling a little bit at depth though, I'll give you that. Now my wide receivers are very, very solid with very high upside. Now Kyle Pitts at tight end, dude's a freak athlete who's going to see plenty of volume, and it would not surprise me if he finished as a #1 tight end this year. Overall, if I had to give my team a grade, what do y'all think I'm going to say? I'm going to say A+. Y'all might say I'm biased. You're darn right I'm biased, because it's my team, and I'm trying to get back to the championship. So that's going to conclude this breakdown. Go ahead and comment down below who you think had the best team, worst team, or who do you think is going to win this league. If you did enjoy this video, please click the like button as well as subscribe. That way you can stay with us throughout the whole year and see who in fact will win the GOAT Fantasy Football League. That's going to be it for this episode, and I will see y'all next week with the week 1 breakdowns. Peace.